From New York, Waco of the Northeast, it's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Dennis Miller and the president's brother, Roger Clinton, plus Paul Schaefer and the world's most dangerous band. And now, through some terrible mix-up, the 42nd President of the United States, David Letterman.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, and at the very beginning tonight, I want to do something. I want to congratulate Ted Koppel over there on ABC. For the last 13 years, Ted Koppel has been hosting and doing a great job. The show is Nightline. Tonight, they're celebrating their 13th anniversary. That's right. And I want to congratulate Ted on a wonderful job over there and all of the people he works with. And I would also like to thank Ted Koppel, pardon me. Because if it weren't for Ted Koppel, I would have the silliest hair on TV. So thank you. Yes, sir. Answering the question, are runaways welcome? Of course they are, sure. Bring them. I'm going to adopt you boys, all right? Immediately after the show, come up to the office, we'll do the paperwork. Yes, those are my two sons.
Nice.
Thank you. So, from the wonderful world of toys, you folks know about the Barbie doll. The Barbie doll has been a cultural phenomenon in this country for 80 years, 90 years, 100 years. I'm not sure. But they're introducing now a brand new incarnation of the Barbie doll. It's the Radio City Rockette Barbie doll. And I guess what you get with this Barbie doll is all of the, the outfits the Rockettes wear. And as kind of a little bonus, on the Rockette Barbie doll, she has bendable legs. So that's cute. Now, as a companion to this... Please, don't try to make up your own jokes, because... As a companion to the Rockette Barbie doll, Mattel is introducing also the mob informant Ken doll. And I understand he, too, comes with bendable legs, so that's... Have you folks been following the difficulty in Waco, Texas? Yes. Are we tired of this? Yes. Wouldn't we like it to come to a sensible, reasonable conclusion? Yes. I mean, I guess it's too late for that, but at least we would like it to be over. And I was thinking to myself today, this David Koresh, the man who is the avowed cult leader, and there are, I guess, people still in the compound there with him, and it's been quite a while, 5, 6 weeks. Do you suppose that the other members of the cult play tricks on the guy? Hey, oh, geez, Dave, while you were taking a shower, God called. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't get a number. You should have left the machine on because... Good news, ladies and gentlemen. Dick Van Dyke. No. Dick Clark.
Same thing.
I was, at least I was in the Dicks, wasn't I? Dick Clark is coming back on ABC. He'll be returning with a wonderful program, the dance party show, American Bandstand. Now, say what you will about Dick Clark, and of course, many people do. I don't know what that means. But this man, if you think about Dick Clark, has seen the face of popular music change, geez, a dozen times. And that's just Michael Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful program tonight. Dennis Miller is on the show this evening. Dennis Miller. Also, if you folks are really, really good, I believe we have 90 feet of beef jerky. Toss it down there. Hey, toss it. Here we go. Yow! If you're really good, someone in the... Oh, screw it. I'm giving it to the kids. Here you go. Try to get a hot meal, will you? Nice to meet you. Good luck to you. I better not catch you kids hanging around my car, all right? Don't try following me. It won't work. Cynthia Stevenson is here from the Bob Newhart Show. Bob, ladies and gentlemen. And we have the brother of the president, Bill Clinton, Roger Clinton, on the program. Now, say hello to our friend Paul Schaefer. He's right over there. Paul Schaefer.
Thanks, kids. Thank you, boys. Hi, Dan.
Nice to see you, Paul.
Thanks a lot. Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you
Roger
doing?
Clinton, the president's brother.
Very nice chap.
Yeah. Now, you know, since we've been on the air, I think we've only had one president on the show. Is that right, Bob? Jimmy Carter was the president who was on the show. He was across the whole... But this is after he was out of office, wasn't it? Right. Yeah, so of all of the... of all of the living presidents, we've only had one, and now have we ever had wives of presidents? Wives of presidents for 40, Alex?
No, I don't think so.
No. So this will be, I guess, our first presidential relative.
Presidential relative.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
actually, Amy Carter was on.
Amy Carter was Amy Carter was on?
Yes, she was.
Oh! And I believe we gave her the jerky that night. Anyway, it should be interesting. And I understand Roger is going to be singing for us.
Yes, he is, with us.
Yeah. How many folks are visiting from out of town? Do we have a lot of... Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Here in New York City, there are 2 times of the year when you get a lot of tourists. You have, I guess, of course, around the holidays from Thanksgiving on through the first of the year. And then you get another kind of swell and crush of tourists coming in the springtime, and then that lasts all during the summer. And we thought, since we're right at the beginning of another tourist season here in New York City, we'd take a couple of seconds to give you a list of some hints for out-of-towners. Paul? Yes, sirree. More of a guide, actually, than hints. You know, for inexpensive, convenient transportation, you just can't beat the New York subway system. Now, here's advice for first-time riders. Take a look at this. All trains are color-coded as follow. See, the yellow there, that means no express trains on weekends. Stations closed after 1 a.m. That's the blue. And the red means rubbing up against strangers allowed. So they're all color-coded like that. You know... New York City streets can be a bargain hunter's paradise, but as always, buyer beware. Here's a tip. It's not a fake Rolex unless it says fake Rolex. It's not a fake Rolex unless it said... Oh. It's not a fake Rolex, ladies and gentlemen, until I hold it up properly. Anyway, somehow write those boys off as dependents.
Yes.
Make a little dough on this deal. Also, kids, when you're in Manhattan, be sure to make the most of New York City sidewalks. Like the Brazilian rainforest, New York City sidewalks, many items found there can be useful in treating minor physical ailments. Let's see here. For example, this green mold over there, that actually cures migraines. And this sticky stuff down here, that cures high blood pressure. And, oh yes, everywhere you look, sure, gum. Ah. Gum. Come on, you've seen gum before. You know, when exploring New York by foot, take along this handy distance conversion chart. Oh, yes, and it is the very definition of handy. This helps you figure out just how far you have walked. You see here, 1 mile is equal to 20 city blocks, or 10 crosstown avenues, or 41 Gap stores. That would be... Are you traveling by taxi? Well, when you do that, always inform the driver that you are a native New Yorker. Here, let me show you what. Here we have a taxi cab meter right here. Now here, this is the rate they charge for native passengers, locals, right here in the boroughs of New York. Now look, that's the rate for local passengers. Now here then is the tourist rate. Watch this. So always tell them that you're a... Look at that. That's right. You know, while visiting New York City, make sure you read all signs carefully. I'm serious. Read all of the signs. Here's what I'm talking about. Look at this. Say you want to park your car. Take a look at that. See this sign? Parking, $5 now. Now, be smart. Check that fine print right down there. $5 per minute. Per minute. What is that? That's like $300 an hour?
That would be about,
yeah. That's not too bad. Hey, what about souvenirs? Well, no trip to New York City would be complete without finding that perfect something to take back home with you. And here I have just the thing. It's a handsome and functional. It's the Mob Informant Paperweight. Take a look at that. There's the Mob where'd he go? Oh, this is like the Rolex. Well, we'll find him. Where is the Mob? There, did you see him? Okay, let's try it again. Paul, how about some paperweight shaking music here to pass the time? There's your Mob Informant, right? I wonder if UL has a comedy division where they can troubleshoot comedy for you. You know, are you concerned about being robbed or beaten when you come to New York City? Well, geez, yeah. I'm telling you something, though, ladies and gentlemen. You can kiss those worries goodbye thanks to these really mean-looking novelty glasses. Just slip into these. Nobody is going to bother you. Remember the day Paula went nuts and ate an entire jar of instant coffee with a spoon? That's what I looked like at the end. Man. Finally, many tourists visiting our great city enjoy highlighting their vacation by attending a taping to our own show right here. And this always, this... Thank you. Thank you very much. This always makes us all very, very happy and very, very proud that you would go to the trouble to spend some time with us. But if you're going to do that, please make sure you get your tickets directly from NBC and not from a scalper on the street, or you could end up watching one of the many rip-off imitations of our show.
Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to the show. Paul, why don't you play a little Louie Louie?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Paul, okay, Paul, why are you on that little rip-off of the show? What do you...
Well, the other Dave lets me smoke on the set.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to pause here for a couple of minutes. When we return, our old friend Dennis Miller will join us. Thanks for being here. Nice job. Welcome back to the program. By the way, let me point something out. That's not a stage prop. That's not some kind of theatrical gag. That's actual radioactive steam. I've been told now that in the category of presidential relatives, we've had on the program May 13th of 1982, we had President Carter's brother Billy Carter with us. And also on February 20th, 1986, we had Ronald Reagan Jr. So those are two more names to jot down under the heading President. And as you know, in high school, I dated Dan Quayle's wife.
I remember that. What was her name again?
Everyone called her Debbie. So if things had gone a little differently, I might have been vice president. Is that how that works?
You could very well have been.
The program tonight, Dennis Miller, Cynthia Stevenson, and President Bill Clinton's brother, Roger. Now, let's do our top 10 list, ladies and gentlemen, and bring out our first guest, Dennis Miller. The category tonight, top 10 little-known facts about the ABC News program Nightline. Celebrating their 13th anniversary on the air this very evening. Top 10 little-known facts about Nightline. Here we go. Damn, I'm sorry. Please, too much soda. Forgive me. Has nothing to do with Nightline. I just overindulged. Top 10 little-known facts about Nightline. Here we go. Number 10. Early Nightline trading cards now worth over $500. Number 9, Koppel demanded ABC give his wife a show right after Nightline. Number 8, due to Ted's lack of self-control, bacon has been banned from the set. Number 7, their top 10 lists are often funnier than ours. Number 6, it's taped with an X400 reflex lens camera using a cathode ray tube. Did you enjoy that one, Bailey?
Yeah, good one, Dad.
It's a little joke for our cameraman. Just a little something to keep Bailey happy. Number 5, just like in the Crying Game, Ted Koppel is a guy. Number 4. Number 4 features exclusive interviews with presidents, not their brothers. Well, Number 3, during commercial breaks, Koppel uses the big satellite video screen to talk to his cat. Number 2, new format debuting this summer, Ted and his guests try to one-up each other with mama jokes. And the number 1 little-known fact about Nightline, it ain't a wig. There you go. Yeah. One of my Tai Chi moves. Our first guest spent 6 years in this very building as a cast member of the wildly popular, wildly successful Saturday Night Live program. Of course, he is also a very funny man in his own right, and you can see Dennis this Saturday night on HBO in a program entitled They Shoot Specials, don't they? Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Dennis Miller.
Now you see what I did here? You see what I did here?
Yeah, he had a little prop that we used.
Barry Sand called this found humor. You just pick it up and you work with it. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then you go nuts.
Yeah.
And then the audience loves you even more.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dennis, welcome back to the program. How you doing? You
Great.
live
Festive time in New York.
You live in New York, don't
Yeah,
you?
springtime in New York. Dinkins waved the alternate side of the street urinating ordinance today, and big time.
But you actually enjoy your time here, because I can remember when you were moving from California to do Saturday Night Live, and I said, geez, do you really want to give up your place? And you said, oh, yeah, you prefer New York, don't you?
Yeah, I live in the Upper West Side, the yuppie Stonehenge. Mm-hmm. I live in a 12-story uncooperative up there. My building super is Sin Q from the Symbionese Liberation Army.
It's good that he's working again.
Well,
Sin Q, yeah.
You didn't always Don DeFreeze.
I've seen a resume or two in our place, yeah.
And I like New York, but the new trend in New York now is the street people don't just approach you for money. Now they all have worked out their own little shtick. And on the Upper West Side, they all have their own sidewalk stores now. I was walking down here today, and this guy had a little store laid out right on the sidewalk, and his entire inventory was like a 1962 issue of Look magazine with Carol Channing on the cover, a tennis ball, and an electric cord from a toaster.
Right.
And the grim part of the story is he caught me shoplifting. I don't know what happened to me, but that ball started looking really good, Dave.
Pretty much one-stop shopping, though. I mean, yeah. And how is your family?
My family's good. They like it in New York too. We're having another kid though, and I worry about that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, my wife. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, strangers, for endorsing my potency.
Dennis, I'm not sure it's an endorsement exactly. It's just, they're happy for you and your wife.
Vague amusement. This is our 5th anniversary coming up next month.
Wow.
Now 5 is Pez, I believe, not the Pez anniversary, not the duck head, the Popeye head. And I met my wife on the streets of New York.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
Because, most women in New York will give themselves whiplash, averting your gaze, but, and if they do lock eyes with you, they look at you like you're Stephen Railsback with a cold sore on your lip. But,
Speak for yourself.
all right. We've been married 5 years now, though.
That's great.
And we're having our second kid. We just took our son down to Disney World.
Was it just like a big theme park for him?
Yeah, it was just like that. That's exactly what he said. He said, this is so much like a theme park.
I was going to say to myself, for him, was it just like a big wonderland? And I thought, well, of course, that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
And we saw Goofy there. He was with Marilyn and the kids. He said he didn't even miss DC. And Quail is the Rosetta Stone of contemporary American comedy. Yeah. You can be so far off in the Sargasso Sea, completely lost comedically. You throw that Quail reference in,
boom,
they bring you right back in.
Yes.
Come to us, Dennis.
Now, you mentioned Quail. I'll tell you what, in a couple of minutes, let's hear about Clinton, and keep in mind that the president's brother is with us tonight.
I know.
So,
I always find it creepy when he calls the president Big Brother. Gives me that Orwellian thing,
You think that over. We have to do a commercial, and then we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, a lot of fellas my age are afraid of change. Me, I'm impressed by new technology, like this car, Subaru Impreza. It's new thinking in building a car, not radical change, advancements. My friends might not appreciate them. You might. You don't know me, but you might listen. Or maybe, like my friends, you don't like change. Fair enough.
Levi's loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
Can you afford the great fit and comfort of LensCrafters glasses? Of course you can, because our wide selection of comfortable frames starts at under $50. Now we have the prices you want and the perfect fit you need.
LensCrafters, the right fit at the right price in about an hour.
Twice a day, every day. All it takes is a milk bone.
I'm for New York.
I'm for New Jersey.
We're for New York. You got it. Let's show the rest of the world how it's done.
I lived here all my life. I'm for Hoboken.
We're for New York. For the pride, for the joy, Hey, world, are you watching? For the thrill of being #1. We're for New York.
Dennis Miller is here, and Roger Clinton, and Cynthia Stevenson from the Bob Newhart Show.
Are you going to CBS?
Yeah. It's like 6 months ago.
I saw a story about it on NBC Dateline. I didn't know how seriously to take it, but now that
this time, that one, they're true. That one's accurate. Yeah, that's for real.
they bought the Joe Pine Theater for you, I heard.
No, not the Joe Pine Theater. What's wrong with you? What were we talking about? We're talking about your family. We're talking about New York City.
Clinton.
Oh, that's right. Well, tell me your views of the administration thus far. 64
first off,
days
this
into
kid
it.
seems like such a nice guy. You met Roger?
Was that Roger? I met him in the hallway.
Yeah, he's a pretty sweet guy. You know, that's got to be such a absolute freak show for that to happen to your life. You know, obviously for your brother it's good, but imagine the sibling jealousy. You know, my brother got pissed off when I started headlining the Improv, so, you know, what are you going to do to one-up him now? Hey, I got a new vet. Yeah, I'm president. I just did away with all vets.
It's got to be very difficult, yeah.
And his brother, I wish his brother the best of luck. You know, he's obviously got a lot of problems facing him, not the least of which is the fact that Bush left the club attached to the presidential limousine steering wheel. And
I didn't realize that. Is that true?
You know, the club is now available in designer colors, by the way. Love the image of somebody sitting at home going, wait, obviously I'd love to have the club, but come on, in red? Now in lime green for the discerning paranoid.
Avocado, heather, goldenrod.
But, so I hope he does well, but I'm a little trepidatious. He always has that forced grin on his face, you know? Always looks to me like he's a guy getting his back teeth x-rayed and they ask him to chomp down on that film plate. And Gore. Can Gore's body language get any stiffer?
Yeah.
Guy makes Fred Gwynn look like one of those 13-year-old acrobat girls from the Cirque du Soleil, you know. Gore's personalized license plate, I don't want to say he lacks charisma, but his personalized license plate is a random series of numbers and letters. And,
he picked that out for himself.
Yeah, that would be his. Thank God for Letterman. Throw me a net out here. What's going on?
I don't know.
What did I I fall into the bizarro Letterman world here of Superman comics where everything is different than it usually is?
Say now, speaking of politics...
Can I ask you, a question?
Yeah.
What's your take on the new Attorney General?
I'm sorry?
Have you seen the new Attorney? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Well, seemed like a very nice woman to me, didn't it?
Lithgow in Garp.
No.
Whoa, man, you get the feeling there are no nanny troubles in that past, huh? Bang.
But Dennis, now you're going right down there, your big show. Is this right? You're going to do the HBO program live?
Yeah, live from D.C., and this is my first time I've appeared in D.C. since that Dean Martin roasted Joe McCarthy in the mid-'50s, and, whoa, was Dino taking a fifth that night? But,
that was great. What venue will you be doing this in?
you know what? I'm at George Washington University.
Yeah.
We've got the show on Friday night. We're trying to sell tickets to it. And, you know, do you follow the NCAAs?
Yeah,
or
sure.
Or you just a bowling
Yeah,
thing?
no.
You like bowling? I ran into Marshall Holman in an airport the other day.
How can you not like bowling?
Yeah.
We were Bowler of the Year a couple of years ago.
Yeah, great bowler. Yeah. And, no, that's Petraglia. Dave just did the most brilliant Johnny Petraglia I've ever seen. But anyway.
I can do about a dozen really good bowler approaches. That's all I can do.
Well, he's beautiful. Now, you just call him out. Name the year. He'll do a love song from that year and what current bowling stroke was it.
Carmen Salvino.
Yeah.
No one knows.
When you do this today, they think you're doing Public Enemy, Flavy Flav, you know? Not Carmen Salvino. But anyway, I'm doing it live, and we're doing it at George Washington University. Now, the NCAA tournament's on. George Washington University is literally the 64th team to make the field. Nobody can believe they're in.
Right.
On top of that, they win their first two games. And their next game's Friday night.
Oh,
so
no.
it's like this all-time.
This is not good.
It's like a horror story. I've sold like 4 tickets down. It's going to be like that Elvis special on TV with just 4 people sitting around me. I'm going to be out there doing it. Just like, oh, it's so real. To sell some tickets.
Well, maybe the Clintons will come after the wonderful things you've had to say about them.
Well, you know, Bill's letting the Haitian boat people in now, so his lawyer friends have good, cheap domestic help.
It's
Hey, it's politics. You can poke fun. Roger wrote that joke.
Saturday night on, now you say it's Saturday night?
Saturday night, but we have
night.
our run-through show on Friday.
Oh, well, you'll be in fine shape then Saturday. Everything will be good for you. Saturday night on HBO, they shoot specials, don't they? Live. What time is it, EST?
9:30.
9:30. Dennis, good to
luck
see you
with your
again.
new ventures,
And
David.
thank you.
Take
Good
care.
luck with your family. Dennis Miller, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Later tonight, John Bon Jovi like you've never seen him before.
Welcome to the living room. Come on in, yeah.
Just sitting around talking like a regular guy tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program. If you're just joining us, I want to remind you of 2 things, or call 2 things to your attention. There's a couple of young runaways in the audience. And in the last half hour, just because I looked over there and when there was something, I connected with them. When I saw them, I sensed their need, I sensed their trouble, I sensed that I could be of some help to them. And within a half an hour, I've given these guys 8 feet of beef jerky and a lovely fake Rolex watch.
That's beautiful, Dave.
Just keep me in mind when it comes time for Peace Prize voting.
Oh, man. That is beautiful.
Roger Clinton will be out here in a couple of moments, ladies and gentlemen, and from the television program Bob, the Bob Newhart Show over there on CBS Friday nights, I believe. Is it Friday nights, Bob?
Yes, it is.
Is it CBS? Is it Bob?
It's Bob.
All right. Cynthia Stevenson will be joining us, and tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm trying to do an impression of somebody who sort of might remind somebody of a guy doing an impression of Ed Sullivan.
Yes. We got that.
I don't think Ed Sullivan ever said, ladies and gentlemen.
I think he did.
I can't. This is all I can do. I'm just the lamest.
No, that's all it takes.
Really? Are you
yeah,
sure?
Yeah, that's
well, let me see you do it. Let me see.
All right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's it.
See, I can't do that.
That's all it takes.
No, but that's great. That's 100 times better than mine.
I was doing you doing Sullivan.
No, you had stuff and you were. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, tomorrow on the program, Patty Smythe. Oh,
Great.
Boy, you talk about good time rock and roll. Knock yourself out. Patty Smythe is it, don't you think?
Always great, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Is it Smythe?
It is Smythe, yeah.
Yeah, now there's like 18 women all named Smythe, Smith, or...
Well, there's Patty Smith.
Yeah, Patty Smith, and then there's Patty Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
Patty Scialfa, married to Bruce. But this is... Wow.
I look like some sort of ape that hasn't taken well to the medication. He's allergic to the antibiotics. George Steinbrenner is on the program tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. You're not even going to be here. We'll be right back with Roger Clinton. You know, Paul, the worst part about me doing that lame impression, it just occurs to me that tonight the president may be watching. There have been many presidential brothers throughout history, but our next guest is undoubtedly the first to have the Secret Service code name. Is that true? Is this... Really? His code name is Headache? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program Roger Clinton. Roger. Roger, welcome to the program. Thank you very much for being here. Let me ask you about that. Is that true that your code name is Headache?
I let them say just about whatever they want to say.
Probably not a bad idea. Did they ask you if that was all right?
No, they don't ask me too much. They tell me, and I listen, and then act accordingly.
Yeah. Have you caused the Secret Service headaches?
No, not at all. Yeah. I think they've been reading too many papers.
But that doesn't really bother you because it's sort of in good fun. Is that how you look at this?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Let me, why don't you tell us about the relationship between yourself and the president when you guys were kids, when you were growing up together, when you, he's a little older than you are, isn't he?
A little older, a little wiser. He was always a little bit more disciplined. I was a little bit wilder.
He's like 10 years older than you are?
10 years older. Yeah. He was always very protective, always wanted me around him. One time when I was little, just give you an example of the opposite ends of the spectrum sometimes between the two of us. We were riding up in our hometown, Hot Springs, Arkansas, and I was about 4 years old. It was my mother, my brother, and myself. And we were riding up an area called Whittington Park, and I looked outside, and I remember seeing this little kid, smaller than I, and didn't have a stitch on. Right, middle of the day.
Completely naked, just a little kid running around.
Completely naked, completely naked. And I just laughed hysterically. You know, I remember it very vividly, just laughing hysterically. And my brother was, he was taken back by this. Yeah. He could not believe that this kid's parents would allow this to happen. Right. You know, it was just an outrage. Right. And he just discussed it with Mother all the way back. And, you know, naturally, Mother was laughing and so forth. And so we get back to the house, and Big Brother went out to mow the lawn, and he was out in the front yard, and one of his girlfriends in the neighborhood had walked by, and my brother sort of took a break and was leaning up against the lawnmower and had his back to the house. And I came out of the house because I always loved being around my brother. We were, you know, he wanted me there, and I wanted to be there, so I didn't have a stitch on. And
took your clothes off, came out of the house.
Walked out. I was at his back. His girlfriend was watching. Mother was rolling hysterically inside, looking through the plate glass window, and I tapped him on the back, and I just went.
And you, if I'm not mistaken, you also did that at some early campaign appearances last year. Then, now, your brother is governor of Arkansas. How many terms was it? 2, 3 terms?
He was elected first in '78, and then again in '82, '84, and '88. So
how did your life change? Did it change at all? Did you go on about what you were doing in Arkansas? Did you go to the governor's mansion? Could you just drop in on him as if you're like you would drop in if your brother lived in a house anywhere else in town? Did you spend time there?
I could drop in on the guest house. I sort of got to drop in there a little bit. That was sort of my chambers. It was off to the side of the governor's mansion.
Well, that's good. That's all right.
Yeah, and that was free access as a rule, relatively easy access for me. When I would come in town and my band would be performing in Arkansas, I would just sort of expect it to be okay and sort of assumed just to swing on by after I got off work or something. And it was my brother and sister-in-law's house. I didn't think it was any problem. So one particular time, though, I did go by, and this was sort of the turning point of the free access. And
the origin of the code name Headache.
Headache. As a matter of fact, I think the Secret Service probably just picked up on this code name. It just sort of took it as their own. But no, I was in the guest house and didn't know, actually, didn't really check the schedule to see who might be coming to the guest house. And Big Brother and Hillary had some guests coming from, some dignitaries coming from out of town. And I was in the guest house, Dave, in the back of the guest house. And I came to the door, I heard a knock on the door.
No, wait a minute, don't tell me you're naked again.
No, I had a towel around me.
Had a towel, all right.
I had a towel around me because I've grown up. And they came to the door with their bags. It was these big friends of Hillary's, and I was really, really embarrassed, but they didn't identify themselves, and I thought, well, this is really strange. You know, this is not just the guest house, this is sort of my house. What's going on here? So I told them that I was very sorry that I would be out as soon as I could, but, you know, I was sort of busy right now.
What about now to the White House? Can you come and go as you like there?
Well, obviously I can. So maybe not after the show.
I'll get you in.
Okay. They might not. Oh, never mind.
Let's tell you what, we need to do a commercial, and then you're going to sing part of the song?
I'd love to.
Okay, we'll be right back here with Roger Clinton. All right. Y'all set? And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man most likely to appear naked in the Oval Office, Roger Clinton. Roger.
I asked my mama for 50 cents to watch that elephant jump so high and touch the sky. Didn't come down to the 4th of July, walk
Sure. Unsure. Sure. Unsure. Sure. Unsure. When dryness really counts, be sure to be dry. Sure Solid has the most effective wetness-fighting ingredient you can buy. For dryness no one can beat. So you're either sure or unsure. Sure.
Hey, Roger, pleasure to meet you, and
Thanks,
thank you very much for your time. Good luck in your life and your career, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Cynthia Stevenson, I'm sorry, we during the program this evening, we were having so much fun, we've run out of time, although I'm not exactly sure when that happened. So we will reschedule her as soon as we can find a man to make that noise in the audience again. My thanks also to Dennis Miller. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
She saw something she shouldn't have.